And we back at it again, y'all. What the fuck is up? Higher point of view here. It is your West Coast Packer backer. And we are back with Inquiring Minds. Hey, my boy TR, my partner in crime, has an inquiring mind. So how you doing, TR?
I'm doing well. I can't complain. Little midwinter getaway to the Sunshine State, so it feels good to be outside as I'm talking to you. In addition to that, we had a great game Sunday. Very exciting, a lot of fun. So I just had a few questions for you.
Hey, fire them off at me, man. I'm ready for you.
All right. Well, the first thing I wanted to ask you about this past Sunday's game against the Cowboys, what surprised you about this game?
The number two, maybe two or three. But the first thing that surprised me, TR, for real, is Jaden Reed not getting a catch. Love the kid.
Yeah.
I talk big about him a lot, and I was just expecting at least for him to get a catch, a carry, a end around. But at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing in disguise because number one, what do we say? Jordan Love's favorite target is the open target. So, he's not going to have that monster game every time. And that's, a good thing because we don't have to depend on one set receiver. We can have a multiple, we can hurt and hit people multiple ways with the receivers we have. So I was shocked that he wasn't a part of the game plan more because he was so dynamic, but I cannot complain about the results. And that makes me feel better about this team that this kid didn't even get a catch and we did what we did to them. So that's number one. And number two, TR, you want to add to that?
Well, I echo those comments. It was pretty surprising, and that just goes to show that we have a plethora of different weapons on offense. So if you're going to key on trying to stop Jaden Reed or Christian Watson, we got other dudes who will pick up the slack. We got Wicks, we got Dobbs, we have Heath, and we have Melton. Hey, pick your poison, as they say.
Absolutely. And on part two about that question, I don't even want to say surprised, but just relieved because I never doubted the kid. But again, it was another situation that Jordan Love was in that we have yet to see him in. What more would you want for a pressure situation than to be facing one of the top two teams in your division, going on a road, first time playoff game, and he doesn't blink, he doesn't flinch. That's just good to know in the back of my mind as a Packer fan. How about you, TR?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's shown us everything we want to see in a quarterback. If you recall the touchdown pass to Wicks, other people have talked about this too, just displays all his attributes that he has as a quarterback
Ridiculous.
right now. I mean, he gets up to the line, he uses his cadence to help to see what the defense does, what they react to it. He sees that they're going to come with a blitz from the inside. He adjusts the play. He changes it. He changes protections, gets back, and gives himself enough time to get the ball to Wicks and makes a fantastic throw. That shows everything that you need out of a top-rate quarterback, and he displayed it all in one play. So,
And
yeah, we got to be ecstatic with his progress.
and he did it with conviction, TR. Like, soon as he walks up to the line, he's like, oh, okay, this is what you're doing. Okay, there's no hesitation. I'm surprised. I knew the skill set, the throws, the physical stuff he could do, but he's picking up this game so rapid, it's scaring me.
He really is, and it's a lot of fun to see. Just like the team on the ascent, it is a lot of fun to see a superstar blossoming right before our eyes. Just fantastic. So,
Absolutely.
if going into my next question, I want to change it and talk about the defense a little bit. The defense was on the field in a massive amount of time against the Cowboys. I believe they got about 90 snaps they played in that game. That is far more snaps than a typical game. And considering that we're nicked up on defense, and that we're on a short week, do you have any concerns that the defense may run out of gas?
Absolutely not. I'm not going to be concerned because, first of all, when you get to this point and you at this point this late in the season, everybody's hurt, man. And as a ex player, like you just got some nicks that is just not gonna go away until probably the off season, probably never. And I'm just looking at the other side. We can't say, there's a lot of bad things about having the youngest team in the NFL. But if we are to say something that's good about it, hey, hopefully those young legs, you don't have guys like I said. I'm sure Christian McCaffrey right now is icing his knees. Great player, but he needs a lot of prep to do what he does. I seen him ice his knees mid-game, certain stuff like that. So our guys aren't doing that yet. Hopefully, as far as health, Jair, again, tweak the ankle or whatever, but we see what can happen when this guy comes in motivated and can come in and play. But overall, I just can't be worried about it, TR. I can't be worried about it because there's so many other, again, okay.
Yeah.
Our defense, might be tired, but goddamn it, after LaFleur's down with them, their defense is going to be tired too.
That's a good point, and can especially the point about having young players, and young human beings just tend to snap back faster than older dudes. So that's a really good point, and I wouldn't say I'm necessarily worried, but it's something I think about. Maybe I'm thinking a little too much in this situation. So
nothing wrong with that either.
with that said, yeah, I just hope the defense holds up and plays another good game and have a good game plan. And I guess if there's any worries on this team, it would be on the defensive side of the ball. So that is the impetus for my question there.
Definitely.
Moving up, moving on. If we're looking at this matchup, one of the matchups that that has been talked about a little, and it's been talked about in the past, is the fact that Shanahan and LaFleur worked with each other extensively throughout the years. For the most part, Shanahan has got the better of LaFleur, in playoff games in recent years. And it makes one think, that they have to do a lot of special scheming against each other in this game because of that familiarity. Do you think they are actually doing that type of scheming behind the scenes, or do you think this talk is a bit overblown?
I think it is overblown, Like I said, even bulletin board material, even things like, somebody before the game said they're going to slap your mom. All that is cool, but what has to happen? A play still has to be called. A quarterback still has to execute it. A lot of shit has to happen on the field. And actually, if you're thinking about those certain things, you have no time to think about anything else. So I'm going to say no for that reason. And I'm going to say no, it's a little different here because they're not going head to head. The teams are, but Shanahan owns Joe Barry. Joe Barry needs to figure that out. And, and then again, Matt LaFleur can relay words, say, hey, Joe, I know I'm an offensive caller and we work together. He likes to call this. He likes to call that. That's cool. But in the heat of the moment, TR, I think any defensive coordinator is probably going to call what he feels is the best at the time. But that's why we have an analytics department. That's why we have people upstairs with the microphones. Hopefully everybody's communicating to, relay those big things, but at the end of the day, I just think it's football, TR. And it does mean something now because they're friends, they've been together, and don't think that they're not keeping track of the records. If I keep track with records in Madden with my little brother, these guys are keeping track. And Matt LaFleur has got his lunch money taken from Shanahan on multiple occasions, man. And I don't know if Rodgers had to do with the losses. I don't know if preparation, if we just wasn't the better team, or if LaFleur was young in his career, but every time he traveled to San Francisco, except for when I went there, maybe I should just go to the game, God damn it. But every time we travel there, especially in the playoffs, West Coast trip, it's a hard time, TR, and it's blowouts. So, that's one thing I do know that's not going to happen. That's why on Wake and Pack this morning, I said, I was talking about the odds because I was offended last week when they said they gave Detroit, Chicago, Dallas, when they gave the Cowboys a 7 point. I'm like, man, 7? I'm like, not the way we've been cooking. Now, if this is the Green Bay that just went in hobbling in, okay, but we won 3 straight going in, and the offense is looking fluid, and this quarterback is looking crazy. So again, I just see it as a ploy of Vegas trying to make money. But but LaFleur should really take this personal. And then this is a personal kind of whole thing for LaFleur because last week he played against the ex-wife of the team. I don't care what it is. You always want to look good, look better than who you got replaced for, or vice versa. So he did that. Now, you really can't beat San Francisco, can you, when it really counts? Now he can go and fight that. Just like, Aaron Rodgers had dragons to slay, winning in Tampa Bay. He never got the Niners for us. Never got it. I don't know if it's too close to his hometown. I don't know whatever happened there. But if Jordan Love, if he goes in there and wins the game, bro, that would be an incredible feat. But I know him and the team, they're naive. I don't even know if they know the impact of the stuff that they're doing because I'm shocked myself. Every week it seems like a record, TR. They're saying, just like, Jordan Love, highest quarterback rating ever in the playoffs. Every week we're hearing something like that. Jaden Reed breaks the record for this. I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I got at that, but they better take it personal. But all the bulletin board material, I never really believed in it. You got to play the game.
Yeah. So you definitely take the approach where it's Jimmys and Joes instead of X's and O's. That players matter more than the actual coaching and the scheming of it. So with that said, just a follow-up question on this topic. We know that LaFleur and Shanahan came from the same coaching tree. They're both offensive-minded coaches, so they've run an offense that has the same roots. Do you think LaFleur has been off on his own, coaching his own team long enough that his offense is vastly different than what Shanahan is running with the Niners? Or do you think there still are a lot of similarities?
There still are a lot of similarities. And let me tell you, TR, this is what I hate in football sometimes, especially in college, because it affects colleges more. You hire a coach for college. If you hiring a coach and you're being a logical kind of thinker in college, you got to give this man time to get his recruits in. You can't give him a team that he didn't recruit. His playbook is like by skill set. And I think Matt LaFleur was hindered by the ayahuasca route tree and slow ass receivers. Name me a slow receiver at San Francisco. Okay. Shanahan has been doing this, it seems like, longer than LaFleur, which he has been at a better clip, because like he has the players to do so. With all due respect to Devontae, with all due respect to Allen Lazard, they're not the guys built for this offense with the movement in the background, with all of that. I mean, they can do it, but like you want to give Lazard a jet sweep, we've seen that before, and it wasn't too good, TR. You know what I'm saying? So I feel Matt LaFleur is finally getting the pieces that actually works with his offense. Devontae, one of the greatest ever, but he's not like a speed guy. He's a route guy. That's fine. But if you look at Shanahan's offense, we have players that are now more equipped to do that. That's why you see us starting to catch fire. And then again, it's happening at the right time because it took LaFleur some time to figure this out. It's not, I love it to say it. It's not Madden. You can't just put them out there. Oh, that's the player. They're this good. When you throw it to them, they're going to catch it. You got to scheme them. You got to put them in the right spots. And that's what I think was why we were struggling with scoring 3 points and a half. Remember those days, TR? They weren't that long ago. You see how fast stuff advanced?
Yeah, absolutely. You make a great point. And if we want to talk about consistency, and we talk about consistency with coaching staff a lot, if you marry that with consistency with your personnel, the players you have, it gives these coaches a time to really figure out the best way to use all these different moving parts. If you're cutting people, if you're shipping people in and out all the time, getting rid of all the coaches, there is no time to develop that cohesive chemistry that you need. So um, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. So this is a type of stuff I love talking about with you, higher point of view. So I know
Hey,
we could go all day and all night with this stuff.
I am having fun, TR.
Great. Well, just in the interest of time, I figured I'd ask the last question I have for the evening. I know that we believe in our hearts that the Packers are going to get a win this Saturday night, but I wanted to get your take, your prediction on something unexpected that you think might happen.
TR, I kind of like myself. I always kind of like, first of all, be logical first and foremost, but I kind of like to think outside of the box myself. So I'm going to try to just probably answer the question straight up.
Okay.
Um, we gotta we gotta punch him in the face. You know, it's not about, this is to win the game. You know, we're hot on offense right now. We got the play calls we want to do. This is just going to become, again, punching them in the face. What we did, like, we got to set the tone, basically, what I'm saying. We got to, like, set the tone. I love getting the ball first. Hey, San Francisco normally defers, and recently we've been getting the ball first. So maybe we'll get the ball first in the perfect world, but I really like it. If we can start off fast, you know, it's California. People still be coming in late. I probably didn't make it to the second quarter. So just get early before that crowd really gets into it. But I just, Jordan Love has shown me enough that I think, like I said, we even got more than a puncher's chance to go in there and do something, you know?
Sure. So not only offensively you want to punch him in the mouth, but I assume you mean defensively you would like to see a more aggressive game plan and come in and punch him in the mouth. Is that what you're thinking too?
We would have to. And I hope the smart coaches, the game didn't happen too long ago. And I watched it and I was kind of shocked at how flustered the Niners were. They got to be watching that Baltimore Ravens Niners game. They went to San Francisco and
Oh,
dominated them. Had Purdy's worst game of his career. You got to look at that, Joe Barry. You have to look at that film at something. We got similar guys. They got a Jadeveon Clowney. We got a fucking Rashawn Gary. They got it. I don't want to start naming off everybody. The corner, Marlon Humphreys. We got a fucking Jair. Like we are on their level as far as talent. They just got, a better defensive play caller, and the defensive, we already know what that story is. We got just as much talent as them, believe it or not. We got a Kenny Clark. So they got to look at that film, TR. Hopefully they do and pick something up from that. But again, the way all our guys have been playing, I'm not worried about it. And another thing I'm not worried about, TR, is Nick Bosa. I'm not worried about him, nor am I
okay.
worried about Chase Young, because I thought week in and week out, I'm like, oh, Rasheed Walker, this is a big challenge for him. But after every week, we know Zach Tom's going to do his thing. And to let you know, the last game, Zach Tom had pretty much like a top tier, I don't know the exact numbers they said. I forget on PFT, all that shit. But like seriously, a top tier game at right tackle. He can take on and handle anything. And Rasheed Walker is coming along. So I used to dread like, oh, Bosa, because he's eating Bakhtiari for lunch sometimes. But we done seen Parsons. Aiden Hutchinson had his way in the first game, but that was a young Rasheed Walker. And even still, Zach Tom figuring out over there. But the next time he came around wasn't a problem. Who else? We played against a plethora of pass rushers. That used to be always my only fear. That's why I used to always say, oh, if Bakhtiari was there, we would have won, because these pass rushers are going crazy. But TR, we are a good pass blocking team.
Yeah. Yeah. What happened over the course of the year? Not only did we improve, like with at quarterback and the receivers and all that stuff, but this offensive line has drastically improved throughout the year. And you got to think that Butkus is really doing a good job there. Maybe he's getting a bunch of pointers from Stenovich, but heck, they're looking
or
really
his
good.
or his uncle.
So, yeah, who rest in peace.
Right. Or look
Yeah,
what he
Dick
learned
Puck,
from him. But I
the
always look.
goals.
I always thought he was a
Yeah,
plant. I'm like, I don't know about this one.
yeah. I mean, it didn't quite pass the smell test at first, but I mean, heck, what he's done this year seems like he's done a heck of a job. So do you think we
Awesome.
can, so you think we can get it done in the trenches? I think we both believe that the trenches is where a lot of the game is won and lost. So you think we can get it done there?
I definitely do. Last week, I kind of assumed or predicted. I'm like, Lucas Van Ness, you got to have that come out game. Now, he still did get his sack and had a very decent game. But now, see, these are the unsung heroes who now you're like, damn, he is out because he gives great effort. JJ Ingabari, Kingsley Ingabari is out now. Had a devastating injury. I wish him the best recovery. But a nice rotational guy, a guy to give a guy a breather. He's in there. He's giving full effort. He gets pressures. He gets sacks every now and then. He's the kind of rotational guy that you end up missing. But what does that mean, TR? Next man up, Lucas Van Ness. Now you are no longer a rookie. You've had a whole season under your belt. This is a new season. Show up big. And he does good, TR. Lucas, technique, you know, driving them back and firing off and getting this like the extension. He's got it all, TR. I'm telling you.
Yeah. I mean, if he develops a few counter moves in the offseason, he's going to be deadly because we've seen the type of speed and burst he has when he's chasing quarterbacks and running backs down from the backside. He's just a heck of an athlete. So, yeah, Lucas Van Ness, it's your time to shine now. Like Kevin Green told Clay Matthews in the
It is
Super Bowl,
your time.
it is time.
Yes.
Yeah.
And,
So
and he did it too right
a
after
lot
that.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Young players can step up and make a huge difference. Like
And one
you
more
just said, they're
thing.
not rookies anymore.
No, one more thing about LVN. Like, you come equipped with a bull rush, we could work with you. He's equipped. If all fails, hey, down said Hut, he's gonna hit you with a hell of a bull rush. And actually, as a defensive lineman, which I don't know, that's how you initiate everything. Everything starts as a bull rush. You can't get a good counter move with a bull rush. You can't get a good rip move with a bull rush. Only thing you don't need a bull rush for is to swim move, and that's to surprise him because he's expecting you to go down to him and you swim right over him. That's the only one. The rest, what did Rashawn have just coming out? Hey, he couldn't do a lot, but he can bull rush. So I see LVN as a faster growing Rashawn. Rashawn, it took about 3 years to kind of get what he's getting, but I think Lucas Van Ness next year will start coming along fast.
Yeah, and in fact, he might be a little ahead of where Rashawn was at the same point in their careers. But just a lot to be excited for, and I'm really excited for this game, and I know you are. I know all of Packerland is as well. So that's all I have for questions. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me about the game.
Always, TR. And listen, I really, really appreciate your time too. I enjoy this. This has been another episode, people, of Inquiring Minds. Hey, we are in the divisional round. We are still in a fight. Remember when we were 2 and whatever, 3 and whatever. Look at where we're at now, okay? That's number one. And number two, look at a lot of the teams who would wish that they could be in our spot. As much as people like to talk about, their position of their franchise where it is, we haven't won in this many years. There's a lot of fan bases that rather be in our shoes, man. And again, to end it on this, Kenyon Drake, sorry he's gone now. I wish it would have worked out. He is a baller, but we got Aaron Jones there, AJ Dillon, and even Patrick Taylor showing up. He's gone, but when he first came in, he said, hey, this team is going to be good for years to come. Chicago players after the game It was like, damn, Valentine be talking shit and all that. But they was like, hey, Dallas better watch out because this team, Packer fans, please understand where we are right now. We are good. We are ahead of schedule. Everything is great in Dairyland. Ain't no problems at 1265. Don't fire anybody right now. Don't fire anybody right now. Let's just relax and enjoy this season. We are still in a fight. So I'm going to end it on that. This has been Inquiring Minds, and we're going to holler back at y'all. Go, Pack, go.
Go, Pack, go.